Time to Be a Hero. Welcome to this week's edition of the Comic Hero Show. I'm your host, Victor Nunley, and I am the Comic Hero. Coming to you from Clint's Comics here in Monroe, Louisiana. And over the summer, I decided to do this theme that lasted exactly 3 months and 13 weeks. Well, the 13 weeks and the 3 months, that is. Called a Salute to Higher Education, Louisiana. And I covered 13 colleges in about 13 weeks. Now, there was one college that I left out, and that was Louisiana College. So with that being said, I made this Louisiana College themed Comic Hero tee, and to go along with it, this Louisiana College hat. Oh, you can go behind me. I mean, it's okay. Okay. All right, then. Oh, by the way, if you ever come over to Clint's while I'm doing the show, it's okay. If you come by, you are not in my way. You don't have to wait till I'm done with the show or done with the scene until I'm done. I'm a happy-go-lucky guy. I'm not going to say stuff like "you're shut, go away." No, that is not me at all. Now then, let's get on with the show. So I got to ask, any questions? All right, I have one question for this week, and it's from Kiefer Price from Monroe, Louisiana. He asked, which storyline had the biggest influence on the future of comics? Could it have been a setup plot or just how comics are written? Well, Kiefer, there's actually two of them that I can think of. And the first one that I can think of is Green Lantern number 85 in 1971. Now, back in the day, two characters usually shared the same book, although it was technically one of the characters' book. And Green Lantern shared a book with Green Arrow. It was in this issue that Green Arrow's sidekick, Speedy, had been discovered that he had been doing drugs and shooting up cocaine and everything. Now that is something. Now at the time, back in 1971, that is something that all the comics creators want to stay away from, and because they want to stay away from real life social issues like drugs and all that. And the reason for that is because it kind of felt like there'd be some parents who'd be stark raving mad and wanted to go after publishers for it. But then back then, that was when writers and artists like Neil Adams back in the day had decided, okay, we can't have comics be campy anymore. So let's add real life social issues to make them realistic. And something else that a lot of folks don't know. Like, first off, the okay, first off, X-Men. Now they were created in 1963 by Stan Lee and the late great Jack Kirby. The one thing about them is that they've always been hated by human characters in Marvel Comics, mainly because they're mutants and they live in a world where people fear and hate them. Because let's just face it, we hate or dislike things that we don't understand, even now. And in 1982, which was about 19 years after the book was written, when it first came out, there was a graphic novel that released called X-Men: God Loves, Man Kills. And in this one, they decided to put religion in the comics, because in that book, in that graphic novel, there was a character, a televangelist named Reverend William Stryker, who had said that mutants were created by the devil and they needed to be killed, and they should be killed in the name of God. Well, let's just say William Stryker didn't exactly win that. Hey, sorry folks, had a little technical difficulties there, beyond my control. But anyway, on the show. But the thing is that for so long, comics have always been campy. And the reason that they've been campy is so that children can read them, so children can read them. But then we just need to face facts, folks. Ever since those days, of the release of Green Lantern number 85, 1971, and X-Men: God Loves, Man Kills, 1982, comics have not been campy. They haven't been the same. They relate to everyone of all ages, especially adults. Yeah. So that's it for any questions. And folks, if you have any questions you want to ask me, contact info is down there. Now, no one has requested a DC versus Marvel fight. However, I have one in mind that I've been thinking about for the past few months. And as Keith Jackson would say, this one's a dandy. On the DC side, we have Wonder Woman. On the Marvel side, we have Angela. These two are going to duke it out in a segment I like to call DC versus Marvel. Hulk smash! Welcome to DC versus Marvel. Today, it's Wonder Woman versus Angela. Wonder Woman possesses superhuman strength, agility, durability, and endurance. Flight, is a highly skilled hand-to-hand combatant, utilizes indestructible bracelets, the lasso of truth, a weaponized tiara, and a magical sword. Angela possesses immortality, superhuman strength, speed, agility, stamina, reflexes and endurance, flight, and is a master hand-to-hand combatant. Who would win? It would start with hand-to-hand combat, and lots of it. They soon realize they are equally matched, so they start using their weapons. Wonder Woman tries to corral Angela with her lasso of truth, but the latter easily slips out of it. Angela counters by using her sword on Wonder Woman, but the latter blocks it with her bracelets. Angela uses her ribbon to choke out Wonder Woman, but the latter takes off her bracelets and unleashes her lightning-based powers as a result of being a daughter of Zeus. The lightning wounds Angela, but Thor's hammer Mjolnir comes out of nowhere and knocks Wonder Woman out cold. Angela wins. And that concludes this DC versus Marvel fight. I hope you enjoyed that DC versus Marvel fight, and let me give you a brief description about Angela. She was actually a character in Image Comics that was created by Neil Gaiman and Todd McFarlane 22 years ago. And during that time, I mean, she had appeared in the pages of Spawn and even had her own miniseries. But over time, she ended up, I mean, there was a, Tom McFarlane and Neil Gaiman went through this bitter court battle as to who really had the rights to the character. And Neil Gaiman won. And then he ended up selling the rights of the character to Marvel. And she made her debut at the end of the Age of Ultron miniseries in 2013. And she ended up appearing in Original Sin, and her origin was retold. What's Angela's real name? Angela Odin's daughter. In other words, she is Thor's lost sister. And so that's a brief description of Angel. But anyway, if you have any DC versus Marvel fight requests, as well as any questions and anything else, contact info is down there. All right, now it's time for my favorite and your favorite segment, Comically Speaking. So without further ado, let's talk comics! All right, I'm only going to talk about one thing, and that's Wonder Woman. That's right, folks, I finally gotten around to starting back reading Wonder Woman. Now, in the first issues after Convergence, which is number 41, she ends up going to the prison on Mount Olympus and visits Donna. Now, as I told you in many episodes before, she fought Donna. Now, Donna Troy, by the way. Now, this Donna Troy is different from the one in the previous DC universe. This one is created for the sole purpose of killing Wonder Woman and becoming Queen of the Amazons. And she was born of clay and infused with lies. Well, she's in prison for killing just about every guy on. Just about every male that was on Olympus. And by the way, Wonder Woman is now Queen of the Amazons, and she's the god of war. Now, Wonder Woman gave her, while visiting her in prison, gave her an opportunity to vindicate herself and start doing good things. Well, Donna was pretty much being self-deprecating and saying, I'm damaged goods, I'm no good to anyone, and all this stuff. And then, so later she goes down to she goes to pick up her new armor. That's right, folks, Wonder Woman has new armor. And I found out the reason why she wanted the new armor. And it's because the previous armor she had worn, she'd been worn ever since she was in her late teens. And she wanted something that represented, her now as Queen of the Amazons, God of War, Herald of Justice, all that. Now, if I haven't shown y'all, now if y'all don't know what if you don't know what the armor looks like, here it is. Now, if you saw the commercial that I was doing promoting the show that I put on YouTube or on Facebook or wherever you may have seen it, you would have known how I felt about it. Wasn't happy because she looks less like a Queen of the Amazons and more like someone from the New Gods. I mean, she looks like more like Big Barda. But I'm really looking forward, but at the same time, I trust the judgment of the husband and wife duo of Meredith and David Finch. They have done such a remarkable job on the book, and I know the best is yet to come. But hey, if y'all are watching this, Finches, I'm sorry, I'm just telling it like it is. Charged to my head, not to my heart. All right, that's it for Comically Speaking. Now then, let's get to the comics I bought this week.
Comic books I bought this week.
All right, first up is X-Men 92 number 4. This is a miniseries within the Secret Wars miniseries, and this one talks about the X-Men from the 90s that we all love, and was inspired into a. And it also inspired to be a cartoon that appeared on Fox and was on for about 5 years. And this book is pretty good. I mean, it's not just. I mean, it doesn't really. It fits more into the mold of the X-Men back in the 90s in terms of comics, but not so much in terms of the miniseries. As a matter of fact, we didn't see Morph. Now, keep in mind, Morph was actually a character that was created for the show, but then he was killed off in the second episode. But this book has been pretty good. I mean, I can't wait to read this one. All right, next up is Superman number 44. This is the continuation of the story arc Truth. And first off, let me let y'all know what happens in this book. Superman is dealing with having hardly no powers, and the fact that Lois Lane ratted out his secret identity to the entire world. And it's been a complete roller coaster. I mean, things haven't really gotten worse. It's gotten a little better somewhat. It's pretty much a roller coaster ride, if you will. But I can't wait to read this one either. This story arc is crazy good. All right, up next is Aquaman number 44. Cullen Bunn has pretty much picked up where both Jeff Johns and Jeff Parker have left off on his book. Now, Jeff Johns really set things in motion in the very first issue back in 2011, where he made Aquaman even relevant instead of being the every late night talk show host joke. I mean, he's not just a superhero that can live under and breathe underwater and breathe air and then talk to fish. He's also awesome. I mean, he's also like a word I can't really say on. I could say it on YouTube, but I don't want to because it goes against my better judgment. He's a beast, and in this story arc, he ends up getting poisoned by some sea creature, and it impairs his better judgment, and he's like going off doing things that no King of Atlantis should be doing, and he somehow ends up in of all places in St. Louis, Missouri, instead of Amnesty Bay, Massachusetts. All right, next up is Justice League number 44. Now, I've only read number 41. This is a story arc that's going on called the Darkseid Wars. It's where Darkseid returns to Earth, and he's pretty much going to try to pick up to finish what he started when he appeared in the first story arc of this book. And then we find out that his daughter. That's right, Darkseid has a daughter. His daughter is half apocalyptic and half Amazon, and she wants Darkseid dead, along with some other crazy stuff that's going on. All right, next up is Green Lantern Annual number 4. In this in this annual, we find out exactly what happens with Hal Jordan after Green Lantern number 40 and before Green Lantern number 41. Now, keep in mind, in Green Lantern number 40, at the end of it, he ends up taking off his power ring and then grabbing the gauntlet that was worn by a villain or a guardian gone wrong that he killed named Kronos, and he took off from Oa and was never seen or heard from again. And then he became like the most wanted man in the galaxy. I mean, he has even Dog the Bounty Hunter would want to go after him. Okay, next up is Batman Annual number 4. Now this one is a story. It's somewhat out of continuity. It takes place many years ago, because now the Batman is now Jim Gordon. It's not Bruce Wayne. And this one we find out another tale about Batman. Yeah. I mean, it's written by James Tynion IV, who sometimes writes issues of Batman. The main writer is Scott Snyder. Oh, almost forgot who the main writer of Batman is. Ooh. All right, that's 6 I bought, which brings the total number of comics I bought since December of 1997 to 6,961. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. This is a shorter episode, I have to admit, but you know what? I'm trying to make the show a little shorter and try not to be so long-winded because I know y'all get tired of that. But anyway, now with the count being at 69-61, only 39 books away from 7,000. And there is going to be a special 7,000 comics episode. It may not be next week, it may not be next month. It's going to happen. I have a lot of stuff planned for that episode. Don't know exactly what episode is good. However, oh, you want to go ahead and pay? I'm sorry. I can tell you when the 100th episode is going to happen. It's going to happen in the middle of January of next year. Because the way I do the episode, I only do it once a week. And this Friday, October 2nd, will mark 2 years since I started doing the Comic Hero Show. And also, next week's episode, episode 84, for the entire month is every episode is gonna have the theme is gonna be Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And I can't wait for that one. I have a lot of stuff planned, and I'm gonna be all pinked out, folks. And because breast cancer awareness, it doesn't just affect women; it affects men too. One example is former Price is Right announcer Roddy. He died of breast cancer back in 2003. So yeah. But anyway, if you have any questions for the question segment, DC versus Marvel request, or even if you want to suggest topics for the Comically Speaking segment, contact info is right down there. All right, I'm Victor Nunley. I'm the Comic Hero. I'm going to go ahead and pay for these books. I'll see y'all next week for episode 84, right back here at Clint's Comics. So till then, be safe, be blessed, be a hero, and claws up. Thanks for watching. Hey, one more thing, guys. Clint Thomas is running for sheriff. Vote for this guy. Do it. I will do the same because I believe in difference makers. I don't have a feeling. I know for a fact this guy is going to make a difference in Washington Parish. All right, that's all I got to say. See you next week, and right now, enjoy the blooper reel. Welcome to this week's edition of the Comic Hero Show. I'm your host, Victor Nunley, and I am the Comic Hero. Now, this past summer, I decided to do this thing called a Salute to Higher Education Louisiana, and I picked 13 schools in the state of Louisiana in 13 weeks. There were some schools that I weren't able to cover, and one of them is Louisiana College in Pineville, Louisiana. And as you can see, I'm wearing this Comic Hero theme. Dang it, blooper reel. Hey, one more thing, y'all. I believe in difference maker. Dang it! That's going on a blooper reel.